mat. And we'll start with the soles of the feet together. And you can just roll back through the shoulders so you nicely open up in through the chest. And pull up through the toes, so you're spreading the toes, and then you can press the toes down and lift from the rib cage. So as the shoulders come back, just opening through the chest, let the chin come back, so you feel a long line right from the crown of the head, right through to the feet, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. And you can let the hands reach down towards the floor, so you have that nice long spinal column. Now, as you breathe, pull up through the rib cage here, so you create that space in between the ribs and the hips. And then we'll take our hands right into prayer position. And you can press the palms together. Have the thumbs press into the heart. And let's begin with the first salutation, working at your own pace. I'm going to go a little slower for this first salutation. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, chest touch. And then exhale, fold forward, planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotate to the left for your side plank. Again, I'm going in slow motion. You're going to take that arm up, lift through the underside waist and let your shoulder come back. So it kind of feels like you're squeezing a ball at the back of the armpit. And that helps you to get the shoulder back and the neck long and free. And then let's take the arm in line with the ear and lengthen right out from the side of the waist. And then you can breathe in, come on all the way back. Come into your plank or to the knees. And then you can rotate to the right. Take an in-breath, draw that shoulder back, opening through the waist, lifting from the underside waist. And again, take the right arm in line with the ear, taking a nice deep breath. And then you can come on all the way back. Coming back to your plank. And if you need to come down onto the knees like this, please do if you get fatigued. So let the heels reach out. Pull up through the core. Shoulder blades slide down. Inner thighs move to the ceiling. Have the legs pulled straight. So you really and now the core is pulling up. Tailbone slightly tucks so that you get that nice long plank. And then take your feet to the outside edges of the mat. Reaching the heels out, stay with your breathing. And then step the feet together. And one more time, come on out wide, keep the ribs in, and then step the feet together. Good, now roll to the outside of the right foot and keep the feet stacked, or of course you can take one leg and you can also bend your knee, lifting from your center, and then rotate to the other side, warming up through the core, and then send the heels back. Now we bend the knees, look up, scoop the tailbone forward, coming all the way down onto the body, and then press the hands into the floor and draw the elbows back as you're gazing ahead. Press the tops of the feet down, and then you can exhale, child's pose back for 3 breaths, lengthening the spine, release the forehead to the floor, palming the mat, and stay with your breath. And do a gentle rock side to side. Keeping the breath in and out through the nose. And then on your next in-breath, breathe in, come on back up. Hands are right under the shoulders, tabletop position. Inhale, lift the eyes, arc the back, and then exhale and rise into your downward dog. Get that lift in the hips, sending the bum bones back as you lengthen through the spine. And in your downward dog, go for 4 more breaths. And again, feel the lift, feel the rise. Breath. Breath. One more breath. And then you can gaze up, come up onto the tiptoes, step the feet forward to the hands, come on halfway up, flat back. And then exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, scoop the arms up, lift from the rib cage, keep the shoulders dropped. Gaze up, keep the shoulders down. Take 2 more breaths and pressing the palms together, especially the ring fingers. Get that lift of the rib cage. Just make sure the shoulders are down. So it's more like a draw up from the low waist. And then let's go right into the next exhalation and salutation. So breathing in. And then exhale, dive forward, reach right out from the crown, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, touch. Exhale, fold forward, planting the hands. Jump or step the legs back. Rotate into your side plank to the left. Inhale, and then take that arm in line with the ear as you lengthen from the waist. Then you can windmill that arm around. Rotate to the other side. Beautiful in-breath. Take that arm back. Breathing, and then breathe in, lengthen from the waist. And now you can take that arm around. Come on back to the center. Draw into your plank again. Now take the legs wide. Send the heels back as you reach out through the crown of the head. The core is strong. Now just come into a little giggle, little. So you're letting the heels back. You're pulling up through the core. One more giggle. Okay, I know it's weird. And then just come up onto the toes and send the heels back. We're strengthening in through the wrists. And now bend the knees and take the left wrist so you come onto the top of it and then child's pose back. Bring the right palm forward and then release the forehead to the floor. This is a strong stretch for sure. And you are very stabilized, which is kind of my code word for safe. If you really feel this through the forearm or the wrist, that's okay. You're really stretching in a really stable way. And then you can come on all the way back up. Now you have the hands coming back into the right hand coming under. And then you reach that left palm forward. Breathe in, exhale back, child's pose. Releasing the forehead, staying with your breathing. Steady breath. And then you can breathe in, draw all the way back up. Great. Now turn the hands in, so you're going to have the fingers facing the body. And then keep the fingers spreading. And now breathe in, gaze up, lift the eyes, arc the back to stretch in through the forearms. And then exhale and round the spine, press the tops of the feet down. Breath in, arc the back, lift the eyes. And then exhale to round. Breathe in, gaze up, lift the eyes, arc the back. And then you can exhale to round. Excellent. Now take the hands back forward into usual position. And then tuck the, inhale, look up. Walk your knees back about a foot. And then exhale to lower. Coming into your sphinx, take the palms forward so the elbows press down. Press the tops of the feet down and then breathe in and gaze up. And keep the shoulder blades sliding down. Lift your hands up off the floor now and feel the elbows pierce into the mat. Then tuck your toes under. Send the heels back so your knees will come off the floor. I'm lifting my bum up to just tuck the tailbone under further. And then point the toes again. Press the palms down and then feel that longer front body as you breathe and open. And then you can exhale and come back up. Hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under rather. Inhale, lift the eyes, and then exhale. Then rise into your downward dog. Good, now just stay there for a few breaths so you've got a really good lift. Coming right up from the bottom of the spine. Stay in and out with the breath. And on your exhale, the lower abdominals come up and in. Good. One more breath in downward dog. And then you can gaze up, come up onto the tiptoes, step the feet forward to the hands, come on halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, draw the arms up, draw the palms together. And exhale to center. Here we go, inhale, gazing up, open through the chest. Pardon me. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, just touch, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotate into your side plank, either the underside knee bending, or you can keep the legs straight. Do lift the underside waist, extend the arm over, lengthen, breath, and then come back. Rotate to the other side. Breathing, draw that shoulder blade back, and then extend the arm out, lifting from the rib cage, open the chest. Take the arm back, of course your knee may be down. Come on back to plank. Take the feet to the outside edge of the mat, and then together. And again, get the heels reaching out, keep the core in, and then together. And coming wide, and together. 2 more, wide, and together, last one. Wide, get the heels reaching out, and together. Now roll to the outside edge of the feet, keep the feet stacked, and either side, and then roll to the other side. Again, keep the feet stacked. If you need to have one leg behind for a wider roll, that'll still get the side core. And then roll again to the side. Keep the rib cage lifting. And one last time. Coming back. Whew. Now send the heels out. Bend the knees. Push the pubic bone forward, chest forward, gazing up. And then point the toes. Sphinx the body up as you press the palms down and the elbows back. Keep pressing the tops of the feet down. And then you can take the arms alongside the body. Let the shoulders come forward as the thumbs come up. Then inhale and lift and press the tops of the feet down as you rise, staying with your breathing. And then you can exhale to lower. Take the hands beside the chest. Breathe in, exhale back into child's pose. Release the weight of the head and go into 2 deep breaths. Noticing that you exhale on the core. Sorry, the core pulls in as you exhale. Good. Then on the in-breath, come on back up to all fours. And now you can take the right hand right under the chin, press into the floor and turn to the left and gaze up. Let that left shoulder come back. And now taking that arm down, breathe in, lift, rotate, take that right arm up, opening through the chest and the shoulder. And then come on back to the center. Have the hands just shoulder width apart. Tuck the toes under. Take an inhale, arc the back. Exhale, round and lift up into your downward dog. Now take your left leg straight up in the air, come up on the right foot, and then bend that left heel. And if this is too much, stay down. That might feel like the range today. Otherwise, if you have the leg up, come into your knee circles, lifting the knee high and out. Coming up onto the ball of the foot and other direction. Keep that knee reach, and then you can extend the leg out. Come down. Take the forward, keep the toes tucked under, take an inhale, lift the head, chin, exhale back, gaze up as you go into this child's pose. Keep palming the mat as you reach out there, and on your exhale, the core pulls in. Great. And then you can breathe in, come on back up. Gazing up, lift the eyes. Exhale, rise up back again into downward dog. Take that right leg up, come up on the ball of the left foot, bend that right heel in, lift the rib cage, and then circle the knee out. Opening, keep that knee reaching. Then you can extend the leg up. Come on down into downward dog. Feet hip width apart. Pull back from the bum bones for one more breath. And now you can gaze up. Come up onto the tiptoes. Jump or step the feet to the hands. Come on, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, scoop the arms up, bring the palms together, gazing up. Exhale. Here we go. Breath in, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, coming into the next salutation. Breathe in, come halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Planting the hands, step the legs back. To the left for your side plank, lift, open through the chest. If you're feeling fancy, you might be able to grab the foot, you grab the big toe, lift through the rib cage, and if that's just crazy, you can do this. And just press into the foot so you still get that rise of the underside rib cage. And then can come down, rotate to the other side. Feel that lift of the underside waist, potentially taking the leg up, breath, opening through the hip, or of course the leg in front. Get that lift of the rib cage. And then you can come on back down into your plank. Now take the legs wide again. Get the heels reaching back, come into your giggle. And getting the core engaged. And again, a giggle. Okay, kind of weird. And then you just take the feet together. Now you're gonna roll to the outside edge of the feet. If it's too much to be stacked, bring one leg in front. Just try to lift the underside waist. And then rotate to the other side. Keep the rib cage lifted. One more time. Roll. And last time. And then you can come to your center. Bend the knees. Gazing up. Exhale, lower. Press the tops of the feet down, breathing, gaze up. You're in your sphinx. And now let's do that same lift of the body, but you're gonna tuck your toes under. Just lift, push the pubic bone under so the front body is open. And then point the toes again and sphinx the arms back. That means you're pressing the palms into the floor. It feels like you're pulling them back, but they stay put. And your elbows are close to the body. You're breathing in and out through the nose. And then you can exhale, rise. Draw the child's pose back. Release the forehead to the floor. Staying with your breathing. And one more breath. And now you can take the arms under. Tuck the toes under, rise the eyes, lift, arc the back. Exhale, rise into your downward dog. Take that left leg up. This time, keep the leg straight and reach through the heel. Come up on the toes on the right foot. Now, if this is just too much, please just come on into your usual downward dog. Really listen to the body and the level. And then take that left leg down. Take the right leg up, get a good reach. Come up onto the ball of that left foot. Keep the heel reaching out. And just keep in mind, keep working at your own pace in this moment. And then take that leg down. Okay, now we're gonna walk the hands back into a forward bend. Your feet are hip width apart. And with your hands on either side of the feet, let your head come down as far as you can, but look up. So you're stretching through the upper back. Take in 2 full breaths, breathing in and out through the nose as the bum bones pull up. Steady breath. Okay, wonderful. Now we're going to hold on to the backs of the legs, hug, bend the knees, and take the body, the chest in contact with the thighs. Now I'm going to straighten the legs because I've got short legs and it's kind of easy to get down there. So just notice what is the best stretch for the top of the hamstrings and the bum. How can you be towards the fronts of the feet with the tailbone tipping up? And just letting your head dangle. Now you can walk your hands forward. And then you're going to take that left leg up. And now coming up on the left fingertips, turn to your left and keep that left leg reaching out. Try not to be bent. See if you can get a lift through the heel. And then for those that can lift this hand, left hand off the floor, please do. And you'll come up with that arm. I find I usually have to stay down on one side because of my back. But notice, even if you do a tippiness, you can still try. And then just come back up as you continue to evolve into opening those lines. And you get the beautiful reach. Keeping that lift. And then you can take that left leg down. Okay, we're going to come down onto the knees. Walk the hands forward. Point the toes, inhale, lift the eyes, arc the back. Then you can exhale and child's pose back. Release the forehead to the floor in this version. And keep the palms reaching out as you lengthen through the underside of the arms. And then you can come on all the way back. Now, just have the toes tucked under. Inhale, arc the back again, and then exhale and rise. Now you can walk your hands back about a foot from the downward dog, palming the floor. Now we're gonna lift that right leg up. Come up on the right fingertips. Now for me, I can turn to this side with my back, usually. And, but if I do need to stay down, just keep that reach of the heel. The leg is straight, so attempt not to bend the knee if you can. And then just play, see if you can lift the arm up. And you'll either gaze down, that's easier for balance, but technically the pose is to turn like this to the side if you can still see. And you want to lift that leg up and reach out through the heel. And again, just find the way that you need to balance as you keep that leg reaching out. And then it can come down. Now we'll walk the hands back and forward bend. And then let's take the arms up, two arms up, lift the rib cage, lift the chest, and draw the palms together. Rise from the rib cage, and then you can exhale the hands right back to the center. Now we'll step the right leg forward and turn that left heel out so you're coming on a diagonal to that side. And then just opening right through the chest, come into Trikonasana, that you're drawing the left rib cage back. Slide over to the right, but keep your left waist back. And then exhale and rotate to that side. And you keep your chin in as you gaze up. Keep opening through that left side, keeping the shoulder drawing back. Stay with the constant in and out streaming breath. And then here, just do another little giggle. Just to feel that left core draw you in. And then take the hand, so you're going to turn the palm back and take the hand around so you can turn the shoulder even more. Just make sure that you gaze up, but you keep the chin in, so you keep the back of the neck long. And then you can take that arm out. Now breathe in, lift, come all the way back up. We'll rotate to the left side, draw the right waist back, reaching out with the hands, shoulders apart. Breathing in, keep the right hip back and slide over to that left side. Keep that right shoulder back. Take the hand down low if you can keep the right leg back. But if you lose the pose to come down, then come back higher on the legs so you can keep that right hip anchoring your spine. And you keep drawing back from the shoulder. So your breathing is steady. Shoulder back. Back. Breath. And then breath in. Draw all the way back up. We'll come into revolved triangle. Turn and face the right. Have your feet come apart. They're leg length apart. You're going to inhale, use your hands to press up the back of the ribs. And then on your exhale, extend out over the front of that right foot. And if you can get to the front of the right foot, bring the hand onto the right outside foot. And then turn to your right and pull the right waist back. And if that's really tippy, what you can do is bend your front leg a little. Get a little lower. It's a bit of a cheat that helps you to turn more and get some stability. Because this is a really challenging pose for balance. You want to keep that right hip coming back. And as you gaze to the right, on your exhale, really pull the core in. Now you can gaze down, breathe in, lift. Come all the way back up. Rotate to the other side. Take that right arm up, lifting from the rib cage. Exhale, extend out over that left leg. Come on to the outside and then turn to your left. Draw the left waist back, reaching out through the crown of the head as you stay with your breathing. Opening, breath, keeping the chin in. Now here we go, let's breathe in, lift, come all the way back up. And now you can rotate back to the front of the mat and take the hands together. Coming back into a centering, so you feel yourself rising from the rib cage, and then just press the thumbs into the heart center. So you're going to draw the shoulder blades back. And now we'll step the left leg back again and turn that left heel out. Step the right foot forward. So you want to come wide. And you have that your front knee right at a right angle. Now attempt not to roll the hip out. So as much as you can, I'll just show you from this angle. As much as you can, you want to have the knee right in line with the hip. So you're trying not to rotate out. I find it feels like my bum is tucked under. So whenever they do pictures of my yoga teacher and they show him from the side, nothing's out. No, he doesn't have, boots. And so there is that alignment. So what we're not trying to do is tip from the hip, but keep it under. Okay, and then that really helps you to get deeper into the hip joint, to pivot from it. And that's the big difference between that and a lunge. So you're bending that right knee. Now let's come down either to the elbow, or you can take the hand to fingertips, I find I need, or to the palm. And then you turn and you gaze up towards the ceiling, and you keep the left hip back. So you've got a really nice pull back from that side. And you stay with the breathing. Steady breath. And then you can take that arm in line with the ear, lengthen from the waist. Breath. And then you can turn that hand back. Beautiful. Now we're going to turn exactly in the opposite direction. Come on over to the left side. Lift the body, lift the torso. Come back up. Pardon me. Draw that right shoulder blade back. Now keep your right hip back as you pivot into this right angle. Either coming to the knee, or right hand up, or you can take the hand down as you draw that right shoulder back. Great. I'm just going to grab a sip of water. Keep that right hip pulling back. Good. Coming into the breath. And then you can breathe in, draw all the way back up. Now we're going to turn to face the right again. Come up on the back toes as you lift from the rib cage. Draw the right foot over to the right so the body is squared towards the front. Now the back leg is strong. If you need to step in because it's just hard, please do. And you can have your heel down or have the knee bent. If you can have a leg length wide, a leg length and a half like so, then you can press that heel back. Rise from the rib cage. Press the palms together unless that's tight through the shoulders, then stay open. And then breathe in, gaze up, and slide the shoulder blades down. Lift from the rib cage with the back heel pressing out. And then you can come down to the floor, press that left hand down, turn to the right, and keep the right shoulder drawing back. The back leg is strong as you lift. And then you can take that right hand down, take the arms wide, breathe in, step the right leg back, left leg forward. Take both hands to that left knee, lift through the torso, and take that left knee a little bit over to the left so the body squared to the front. Rise from the rib cage, breath in, extend the arms up, keep that back heel strongly reaching, lengthen from the waist, breath, opening, keep that back leg strong as you reach the heel down. And then on the exhale, turn to the left, press into that right hand, keep your front left knee at an angle, and you keep the back leg so you're not soft. If you get a good reach there. Push into the floor to turn the torso. Keep the breathing. Remember the breathing first, and then listen to what I say. If you can keep the breathing going, you'll probably help your body come into the fullest pose. And then you take that left hand down, it's on the outside. And now you straighten the left leg back, bend to the knees, keep the toes tucked under, and extend the arms forward. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale back, palm the floor, gazing up so you get a little stretch of the upper back. And then you can draw back and we'll come into breath of joy. So for this pose, as you may remember, and Gemma, what we do is we do a very strong inhale and exhale. And when you exhale, you pull the abdominal wall in, so it's very much like a half a giggle. And we do 27 pumps. And I'll just demonstrate. So we breathe in, the arms come out to the side, you're nice and lifted, chin is back, chest is open. Breathing in, just like that. So inhale and then exhale up. We'll go for 27 pumps, 3 rounds with 3 resting breaths in between. Here we go, breathing in. And then just resting. Good, and just also notice how you feel. Just personally, when I started doing that breathing, I got a little bit wonky. You're making a big shift in your blood pressure. You're strengthening the respiratory muscles, and you're also doing a cleansing because of the pull in like this of the abdominal wall, and that helps to squeeze out tension that's in the GI tract, and also tension in the organs in that area. So sometimes you might have like an energetic reaction, if you will. And that's kind of a yogic term for saying that something is changing, something is shifting in the body, because we do hold most of our emotional tension in here, the enteric ray. So we'll come into the next round, breathing in. And then just resting. Good. Taking 3 full breaths. You feel really good you're here today. The air is so fresh. And as we shift into the cooler temperatures, notice that you keep your posture open, because sometimes when you go outside today, you might kind of bundle up and start to get inward. See if you can keep the chest open. Really, really good for the immune system. Posture is so important. Really affects the breathing and thereby your stress level. Okay, coming in, breathing in. All right, and then just let the arms rest. 3 regular breaths. Okay, that's wonderful. Now we're going to come into some seated poses and then come back up for balance. So we're going to tip over to the right side, sorry, left side, and you'll have your feet just under on the right side. Take the left arm up. Now see that the arm rises, but nothing in the neck. So take the shoulder blade back and lift from the side of the waist and breathe in, coming all the way up. And feel like you're fountaining out from that side, so get a good reach. And also see if you can keep this side from collapsing. So keep the rise out from the hip. Beautiful breath. Keep the arm up, keep the shoulder back, deep breath. And then you can exhale. Now take the hand behind, press the elbow back, and breathe in again and gaze up. But keep the chin down so the back of the neck stays long. And you're breathing in and out through the nose. And then you can breathe in, come on, all the way back. Very nice. Now we'll just take the hand down, take the top leg out, and then just lift from the ribcage. This is quite gentle. So you can just enjoy a counter stretch on this side. Okay, great. Now you're going to take this down to the floor. Take the elbow under. Take the legs so that they're stacked instead of in front. and then lift from the rib cage. Now really push up from there. And I'm wishing for you to get a stretch right through the side waist. Now I'm not feeling it so much. Yep, so I'm gonna say you might need to come to your hand. This hip is like a sandbag and it pulls down, and then you're pulling up from here. So this is a way to do your triangle stretch without having to balance or think. You can just really focus on the side waist here as you get that wonderful lift. Okay, really pulling up and in here, the Uddiyana Bandha, that pull up here. Okay, and then you can pull the knees in again, shift to the other side. Come on onto your right hip, and then breathing in, come up and out from that side. And again, both sides lifting, fountain up and out. Keep the breathing steady, opening through. Excellent. And I won't exaggerate, I feel like today is Christmas. My grandson is coming 3 years old tomorrow. My daughter, who I've barely seen in 17 years. And I can honestly tell you that my body feels like it's not moving right now. It's energy moving. There's no sense of physical heaviness because there's so much lightness. It's just incredible. Take this leg out. Take the underside leg out. Now just see if you can be stacked. Come on down onto the elbow. Now you're pressing into the elbow and then you're lifting from here. Now I was recently taught this, and gosh, when Jen taught it to me, it felt so right, but I'm just not feeling the same degree of stretch. So as I said, you might want to take the hand up, and sandbag down this side, and then lift. So you get that stretch in here. And the hand, as you can see, is not quite under the shoulder. It's out about 4 inches. And then you get that lift of the rib cage. But you're dropped. Everything is dropped. And you're pulling the zipper up right in the side. Okay, that's really good. Now you can cross the top leg over. Shift yourself back. And you're going to be facing the front of your mat. Now pull that top leg in and lift from the rib cage, whichever leg you ended in. And then exhale and now fall over the leg and pull the toes back as you reach out through the heel. And you want to have the toe base coming straight back. Inhale and exhale, extend out. And then you can breathe in and lift. Excellent. Good. Now let's take that left leg or whichever one you got up. Bring the foot into the torso. So it's like we're doing a seated pigeon and this knee is rotating out. So just coming from the side, you want to lift from the low back as much as you can as you pull the leg in. And get your lift from your torso as you come up. Rising. Excellent. And then you can let that heel down. Great. Now we'll take the opposite right foot up. Take that foot up high. Rise from the ribcage, tip over the edge of this foot. Extend out and pull the toes back as you get that wonderful reach forward. And see if you can get the lift from the chin, from the low back, and your chin reaches out and then you let the chin drop. So you're coming forward from the chest. Stay with your breathing. Get that wonderful rise up and out. Good. You've got this foot, this hip really anchored. And then you can come on all the way back up. Now lift that foot up, pull the leg in, rotate the knee out, lift from the ribcage. Get tall to the front of the bum, try not to sit back. Use the lower erector muscles in the back. Those erector muscles really help to open up the spaces in the vertebrae. So you're lifting from the ribcage. Come back up. Really lift. Wonderful. And now you can take that heel and press it onto the inside of this thigh. Pull the toes back. And now rise from the ribcage, lift up, extend from your waist, and then exhale. Come right out over the leg as you pull the toes back. Do keep this side of the waist pulling back as well. So you've got a really good lift right from your low back as you extend forward. Now, people will often wonder, like, do you round your spine or do you do a lift? And technically you do a lift, but usually when you lift far, you end up in a round ultimately. So I find when I look at my teacher's back, David Swenson, when he comes forward and he's all the way down, the back is rounded. So the answer is, how do you feel like you're lifting forward? If this wouldn't be lifting forward, this would be lifting forward. But that's a lot of the rise out and establishing the core, and pulling this hip back, because that anchors your hip. And then you can come forward way, way, way more. So in that position, 2 more breaths, getting a little further and deeper. And then you can come on all the way back up. Okay, fantastic. And now we're going to switch legs. Take the right leg in, press the foot to the inside of the thigh, draw the toes back, get a nice rise from the rib cage, gazing up, and then exhale and extend out over that leg. And again, get the lift up from the low back as you extend forward. Draw your toes back, reaching forward, getting that reach. Breath. Reaching. Good, go for 2 more breaths, getting that extension out. Keeping the leg active by pulling the toes back, especially that baby toe side. And then you can come on all the way back up. Very nice. Now from here, take both legs in front and then pull your butt cheeks back so you can get right to the front of the bum bones. That's always kind of neat. And then you've got your lift from the rib cage. Rise, extend up, and now turn the thumbs on the inside. Take the hands behind and lift from the rib cage, lift the chin, gazing up, and if it's possible, come into Paschimottanasana. That is a full lift of the bum coming up like so. You breathe in, lift, come up, and let your head come back. And you're opening through the chest and the shoulders. Now, if that's too much, I like this version even better, and that is the feet are hip width apart. You breathe in, and then you extend the tailbone out, up, and you let your head come back. Now, the tailbone is really tucking out, and that lengthens your low back. And again, if that's just crazy too much, then stay down and do your lift this way. You're still going to get the opening in through the thyroid, parathyroid, lifting from the ribs. 1 more breath in whichever version is working for the body. And then come on back. Good, we're going to do that 1 more time. First, we'll come into forward bend, pull the toes back, rise from the rib cage, gazing up, and then you can exhale and extend out over the legs, land wherever you do, and get that reach of the chin, and then let the chin drop. Pull the toes back as you extend out. Breath. And then you can breathe in and lift and come on all the way back up. So come into your best version again. The fingers are facing in, coming into Paschimottanasana, pressing the feet, lifting the hips, let the head come back. Keep pressing the palms into the floor. Let the shoulders come forward. Breath is steady, letting the head come back. Breath. Breath, every version. So maybe you're in the bridge version for 2 more breaths as you get that tailbone reaching out. Breath. And then you can gently release down. And now we're going to come forward into a squat position. So this can be a really good stretching through the low back. And if it's too much to be down on the heels, you might give yourself some balance and come on onto the balls of the feet. Or you might come into a high squat because that works really well for the knees. And you've got your feet hip width apart. So you're here and you're pressing through all 4 corners of the feet. Now, as the tailbone comes back, you'll feel like a skier And it really is truly a long spine in either version, whether you're down or whether you're in the lifted position. And we'll come into 2 more breaths. Do let the arms reach forward in the full squat. Stay with your breathing. And then from either position, take the hands down in front to come into a forward fold again. And then have your hands come right in line with your feet. Maybe they come to the feet, maybe they're in front, either position. And then take an in-breath, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward again. Now we're gonna take the hands out just about 6 inches. And then you're gonna cross your left foot over your right. And then you're gonna fold forward again. And pull up through that right hip. So you're pulling up through the right waist. And it's really good here to go into a half a giggle again. So do a little. So you can really pull up through that right core. Keep the head reaching out. Keep that right leg straight if you can. And then gaze up. Now take the left hand over. Take the right leg across. Breath in, gaze up. Exhale, fold. Breath. Breath. Keep on pulling out through that left thigh. Breath. And then you can uncross the right leg. Really nice. Now we'll walk the hands forward. You're going to come to the front of the mat. Walk the legs back into downward dog. Pull the hips up high. Now take your left leg straight up, and then you're going to bend the heel behind, and then potentially you're going to tip back like so. So feel free to get down onto the knees to watch the demonstration. Otherwise, come right back. Press down through the heel. Take this arm up and back, and you're sending your bridge out as you take the arm back. I'll just demonstrate that again. So the leg comes up, the heel comes back, that turns you. You come down, and then you lift through the rib cage. And if that's not in your repertoire, let the knee come back and just touch down, just like that. So you're touching down, and you pull that hip back, and you stretch through the torso this way. And then everybody, come on back, right into downward dog. Take a centering breath. Lengthen. And now breathe in, take that right leg up, bend the heel behind, lift, open through your chest, let that shoulder come back as you rise and send the tailbone out, or the other version, that you're taking the leg behind, get your lift of the rib cage, opening through the chest, and then you can come back again, lift through that right leg, come into your downward dog, walk your hands back, come into your forward fold and stay with your breath. Steady breath. Great. And on your next inhale, come on up, lift, open through the chest, bring the palms together, and exhale the hands to center. Okay, very nice. We're going to come right into balance, so you can take your left leg up and grab onto the ball of the foot. Extend through the right arm. Now, do notice that you're feeling yourself anchoring through that standing leg. And if you feel you need to hold on to the wall, get there. And then press that hip forward. The elbow comes back. Now, you get the lift from the rib cage by pulling in. Just get my balance. Some days it's there. Press into that standing leg. The elbow comes back as you lift from the rib cage. Breath is steady. Keep the elbow back. Now let's take that right foot up. And again, feel free to come to the wall. Press the foot into the thigh to rotate the knee. If you're like this, it's perfectly fine. If you're down low, if you can just press the foot, that'll get more activation on your hip. And keep your breathing constant. Your hands, can come into steeple position as you press into that standing leg. Feel your breath. Breath. Feel the length. Feel the shoulders drop. Keep pressing the foot into the thigh to feel your balance. Breath. And then you can gently release. Coming down. Beautiful. Let's come to the other side. Press into the standing leg, all four corners so you're not shifted. And then grabbing onto the base of the toes. Breath. Come into the lift of the rib cage. Let your shoulders come back. Chin is back slightly. Press this right pocket area forward. Draw up from the ribs with the shoulders back. Breath is steady. Breath. Feeling the lift. One more breath. Beautiful. Now we take that foot up. Come on onto the inside of that thigh. And I know sometimes the lycra can be a little slippery. So that's where you want to really press your foot into your thigh. And that will help to stick it there. And then you're just going to get your rise. Feel the foot press whichever height you're in. And attempt to drop through the standing leg to get that tent peg of anchoring. And then find your best position for the arms. Stay with your breathing. Breath. Breath. Beautiful. One more breath. And then you can gently release the hands down, coming back. Wonderful. Okay, the next pose is a little bit of work gently in through the knees. And we're letting the hips sit back. Have the knees touch and come on into circles. Now keeping the hips back. And then the knees don't come too far forward. There's no shearing force on the patella. And then you come in the other direction. Okay, now do a short downward dog. Take the hands forward. And now take your left leg back and step your right foot forward to come into a runner's lunge. And you're sending that back left foot down. Now come on down onto the left knee. Take the right arm up on a diagonal, so not in front. And you're going to come up and lift from the rib cage. Pull up from the core as the shoulder comes back. And stay with your breathing. And then you can come down. And now we'll lift from the back leg and then rotate all the way over to the left leg, turning to face the opposite direction. Taking the hands on the inside for the runner's lunge. Lift that back heel back as you lift from the rib cage. Breath. Drop down to the knee. Keep the torso lifting. Arm not in front, but diagonal over to the left. Coming up as you open through the chest and the breath. Pulling up from the core, turned, looking up. And then you can take that hand down. Now we're going to point the back toes and then walk the left foot, the front foot across. And you're going to come down into your pigeon. So take your left hand in front, drop down to that left hip, and then turn and face the front by taking the top toes, pressing down, especially down through the baby toe side. Now the hands come in and you're going to lift from the torso and pull up from your rib cage. So your shoulders slide down as you press the foot down and you stay with your breathing. Gazing up. So feel that pull up from the base of the belly button of the core, the base of the spine. If you feel that the lift of the ribs pulling in, that'll pull up through the upper back and the front body. And then you're going to Pull the toes back so you have the heel flexed out around the relaxed foot. So pull it back like this. See if you can tip more to your right. So you steer the body forward more, get a deeper stretch on the outside bum, outside hip, piriformis. And then see if you can come right into lying pigeon. And you can release the weight of the head to the floor. Oh, and if this is just huge, there's also the option, of course, to stay high. If you can get that rising, that will help to get in through the front of the hip. That'll help to keep you getting the same effect. The range is irrelevant. It's really, can you feel your body lengthening in this pose? And of course, the huge stretching through your left bone. And stay with your breathing. Let's go for 5 deep breaths. And 2 more deep breaths. And then you can come on all the way back up. Okay, now let's just pull the toes back. And you're gonna walk your right hand behind that heel. Lift from the torso. Left hand's in front. You're gonna pull back that left hip. And you're on your outside edge of that left foot. You're steering a little bit to your left. So as you pull back the left waist, you're gazing up and forward. Let's take 3 deep breaths here to try to pull open that left hip, pull up through the left waist. Keep your breathing steady. Breath. Okay, really, really good. Now you can take that left foot gently, gently, slowly back. That was excellent. And then child's pose with the knees to the floor. Feel the effects on that left buttock, left hip, and let the weight of the head go completely. Take in 2 breaths. Great. And then you can breathe in. Now we'll take the hands close together so you can get that right foot forward. Lunge up, lift through the torso. Now take the right hand on the outside. Walk the right foot across. Drop down to that right hip. Back toes press back. Now take the right hand, push into the palm. Gaze over the shoulder as you press that back foot down. And you're lifting from the rib cage. So you feel a wonderful rise. And let your shoulders come back. You can gaze up to that side. Again, keep the lift of the ribs. Press the right waist back. Pulling up from the torso. Stay with your breathing. Feel that lift. Now, if you can, breathe in, keep that rise, and then feel if you can come right into your lying pigeon. Let the weight of the head go. So just to remember the energy, the attitude, and the posture is that you're attempting to rise and open and puff out your pigeon chest. So it's not so much an out as it is an up, that you're coming forward with the chest and the rib cage. Now, eventually, and this is one of my friends, Tamara, does this beautifully, you come into king pigeon, which is where it's just crazy. She is standing or she's sitting like this, and she has her heel up, and both hands come back, and she grabs your foot. So you can imagine, this is like an extreme puff up your chest. You're really opening. My point being, everything is about up. Everything is about up in this pose. Ribs, core, torso, rising up. Then you'll get out as far as you can. So that's the key for the pose. And keep that length. And one more breath. And then you can breathe in. Come on, all the way back up. Lift from the rib cage. Okay. Now you pull the toes back. And then you're gonna lift up onto your back knee, take the right hand further forward, drop that right hip out and pull the right waist back. So you keep on opening through that right side. The toes pull back. You stay with the constant breath, pulling back. One more breath. Again, really pull the right waist back. And then you can take this leg in. Here we go. We're going to come down to the floor. If you need to turn to face the other direction, since I started in that way, please do, so you can see well. And the best position for the camera, Sabine and I were talking a lot about this, is to have it over to the side, because there's certain ways that you'll start to have to look in one direction. So it's good to go to one side so you can see from either front or side position. And to change the monitor, if you're using a laptop, pardon me, or to change your position if you're using the TV, which is fixed. And that means one day you'll face one way and one day you'll face the other. Because of course I want you to do it every day. So now just come down into your Sphinx, press the heels in, flex the feet. Now tuck the pubic bone under, lift the ribs and pull the heels in. Press the elbows down and lift from the torso. Gazing up, breathing in and out through the nose as you pull in. Staying with your breath. And then you can gently release and now move the hands down towards the feet, the shoulders come forward. For some of you, you might be able to grab onto one leg or both legs to come into the full expression of the pose. And you're going to kick right out into your rocking horse. Let your shoulders come forward as you lift from the rib cage and let your heels come out. You're gazing ahead, be happy. So make sure you're breathing. Don't try to get into the pose. Breathe into the pose as much as you can. As soon as the breath catches, you know you need to go deeper with the breath. So you can come back into a yogic experience rather than fitness and trying to get a stretch. So keep the shoulders coming forward. Keep the heels reaching out. Lift from the rib cage. Shoulders forward. And then you can gently release. Now take the chin to the floor. This is weird. We're going to hold on to the tops of the feet if you've got them. And you're going to press the elbows back. Now then you'll lift your head, press the elbows back. Now I'm going to go into the full pose, which is to rotate the thumbs up. I'm going to do this really slowly. Fingers are out, and then you turn the elbows up. Then you pull the feet in and you lift. Now I'm stopping that to show you if that's too much, hold on here and come back into the lift. But this time, instead of rocking horse, the knees up. Send the heels out and keep the knees pressing down. So it's a little different pose and you'll feel the difference in the area of your back. So in the full pose, you're doing this. You're sending your elbows back, lifting the rib cage, opening the chest, and then you can gently release. And take the hands down. Take an inhale and then exhale gently back into your child's pose. Release the forehead to the floor. Completely let go. Staying with your breath. Steady breath. Great. And then you can very slowly come on back up. Okay, lovely. Now from your kneeling position or with the legs straight in front, let's take the left arm up and you can take the right arm under. Wrap the arms, take an inhale, lift the elbows, and then exhale and lower. Breathe in, lift. We're going to go into some nice gentle poses now. Breathing in, lift, and exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift, and exhale, lower. Beautiful, last one. Inhale, rise, and exhale, lower. Wonderful. Now keep this binding and then tuck your chin and breathe in and out through the nose. So you're going to round your spine and sit back on your hips if you can. If it's too much for your knees or ankles, please take the legs forward. Just have them straight in front. And you're breathing in and out through the nose and making space in between the shoulder blades. And breath in, lift. Coming back up. And then release the arms. Take the opposite arm on top. Inhale, rise the elbows. And then exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. And exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. And exhale, lower. And breathe in, lift. And now exhale and round the spine, tuck your chin. Breathe in and out through the nose in that tucked position. Good, you're rounding the upper back, middle back. And then you can gently release the arms. Now take your legs to come in front of your body so that you can come right down onto your back. Now, to get some length in your spine, draw your shoulder blades under. And then take the hands behind the head. So we'll go into our neck stretch. Knees are bent. Take an in-breath. And then exhale and tuck the chin, just looking down. Stay with the breathing. And then you can slowly lower. Excellent. Breathe in. And exhale, tuck the chin, stretching in through the neck. The core, it will contract so that you can draw the low abdomen down. So it's a little bit like a curl up, but instead of using the core, we're just keeping the back down and tucking the chin and breathing strongly in and out through the nose. And then you can slowly lower. Now just relax the hands to the side. And we'll take the right knee on top of the left. And then pull the legs in so you're getting a really nice wrap. Breathe in and tuck the chin once again to come into a good stretch through your low back. And then you can release the feet. Now exhale over to the left and gaze to your right. Keep that right shoulder blade dropping back as you open through that right side. Breath in, lift. Fantastic. Now once again, pull the legs in, lift the upper body. You can either grab behind the knees if that helps, or you can grab in front. But do get a really good tuck of the chin, and do make sure the shoulders come back. You are squeezing in through the throat in this position, and you are tucking the chin to get a really good stretch. Now my nose can hit my knees. I can't go any further, so you might need to do that too. Get your nose out of the way over the side and then pull in. Short legs. And then you can gently release. Now do a lovely rock side to side. Get a really nice massage action in the outside of your hips. Nice deep breaths. And then you can let your heels down. Good, now just take a moment to rest there. And let your body go, let your arms rest at the side with the palms turned up to the ceiling. And then you can uncross that right knee. Recross the left, right on top. Now take a breath in and lift the upper body, pull the legs in. Tuck your chin. Rounding the spine, do let the shoulders come back. Breath. Good, let the upper body slowly, gently lower. Coming down. Come into your rock side to side, keep the knees tucking in. Breath. Very nice. One more time. Draw the chin in, bending the elbows. Really tuck in. Let that bend of the elbows drop the legs high. Low back releasing off the floor. And then you can gently release. Come on down. Now just uncross that leg. And then you can take the legs straight out. And we're going to reach out through the heels and pull back from the toes. Now spread the toes, so you're going to really work the feet and lengthen through the backs of the legs. So imagine that I'm pulling your heels out like this, like you're on the rack. And I'm giving you a Thai massage and I'm pulling your heels out. And then stretch the arms up overhead, reach and stretch and lengthen and stretch the fingers long through the torso. And then you can have the arms come on right out to the side. Now we'll bend the knees and take the feet to the outside edge of the mat. Take an in breath, and then exhale both knees over to the left. Press that top right knee away as you open up through that right thigh. And then you can take the left foot on top, and then pull that knee down as you let the right shoulder drop back. Breath is steady. Nice steady breath. And then you can breathe in, come on all the way back up. And now uncross that leg, have the knees wide again, feet on the outside edges. Breathe in, exhale to the right. Take that right ankle on top. Gaze to your left. Keeping the upper body, letting go. And then you can breathe in, keep that ankle crossed and draw all the way back up. Now you can flex that right foot and rotate the right knee down and away from you. Feel free to use your hand above the knee to get that turn out of the hip. This is very much like our standing stork stand, that you're pressing the foot into the inner thigh, and that helps to open the hip. Then you're going to lift the upper body and pull the body in and hold on to the low leg anywhere. If you hold on to the lower leg, a bigger stretch in back, and then you can come on all the way down. Just pull your toes back, let your shoulders be back, reaching the heel out. And then you can gently release and let that left leg down. Now, just do a lovely rock side to side. Take a full minute. And feel free to come all the way over. And keep going. If you find a really good spot, keep on going. Good. Keep that going. I'm going to grab some water. Keeping that right knee rotating out. And 3 more breaths to finish. Great. And then you can come on back to your middle. Uncross that right leg. Recross the left, flex the left foot. Press that left knee away. And again, feel free to take the hand above the knee and turn that knee out. Now lift the upper body, tuck the chin. Bring that right leg up, drawing in as you pull back from the toes, breathing steady. Get your lift. Breath. Lengthening. Breath. Now let the upper body down. And then you can release that right leg down. Just bring the arms down to the side. And then do your rotation from side to side, coming across. Keep your breathing steady. You're going to take your time here. Now, towards the end of the practice, you do things where you get upside down or supine, which is to take the legs up in the air like shoulder stand. So for the next pose, we're going to do a gentle version of supine. of getting upside down. And that is to, here we are, we're gonna take the legs up and we'll come into a gentle plow. So when the hips are higher than the heart, then that's when you're getting supine. So let me just show you. So anything like this is great. So you could come into a full plow and you could come down, or you could come into this version, because if I've got little hips, so it's easy for my bum to get up there. But if you need to stay down, then you would work the heels out. And of course the hamstrings might be tight, so you might keep the knees bent and keep the heels reaching, but really pull the legs over, and then that will help to get you into that supine position. I think it's so good that every pose can be done. You've just got to work with the body, the bum, the boobs, the belly, get everything in place so that you can really find how to get your version of the pose. And the heels are reaching, and a couple more breaths. And then you can exhale and just let the heels come down. Lovely. Let's bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet together. We're coming into Shavasana, lying relaxation. So now take a moment to just feel the length of the spine by doing your lying collar. Just notice how you can have the feet press gently and let the knees splay out, and then completely let go. Stay with your breathing. And then very gently on your next in-breath, just draw the knees back up to the ceiling and straighten the legs. And we'll come into full Shavasana. As always, if you need to keep the knees bent, maybe you can put a pillow, or if you have a bolster right underneath your knees. I know many of you have a bolster from the studio. And also, as everybody may know or may find out, you can borrow a bolster from the studio during this time. And I just have you do a curbside pickup. And you can borrow a bolster and use that for the restorative classes that I do. So just let your whole body go and come right into Shavasana, lying relaxation. Completely now, let the entire body weight go into the floor. Let yourself go. So as you let go and breathe, just feel any areas of the body more and more in contact with the floor. So you can feel your body soften. Remembering that in Shavasana, the spirit of it is that you're melting the physical body to return to the earth, remaining with just the energy ethereal body, which is creating length and little changes in the pathways of the circulation. And now, as I leave you in silence, Just come right into your breathing and let go. And allow for 2 more minutes. Letting go. And now with awareness on your breathing, gently bring your consciousness back. And taking a deeper breath. And then you can take the hands in the air and come on into wrist circles. Now come on in the other direction. Shake out the hands. Great. And now just pulling the fingers back, spread the fingers, send the heel of the hand to the ceiling. Get a really good stretch of the finger base, pulling back. And then switching hands, press the heel of the hand up. Breath. And then you can let the arms go. Wonderful, bend your knees. And very gently, just roll over to your left side and draw all the way up to seated position. And you can take a moment to just sit and let your body settle. Feel good to be here. You took this time together. We got to do it. There's so much about showing up that the online makes you do. And so let's just bring the class to a close. I'll bring us right into Namaste. Namaste. Lovely. So do feel free to turn your mics on. And I just wanted to confirm hello to everybody and